Good afternoon, dear students. Today we are going to study about the heterotrophic plants. Which plants? Heterotrophic plants. So we are continuing the chapter of nutrition in plants. Okay, and this is the revision going on. So I am taking all the concepts with depth so that you may understand properly each and everything that we are going to have in our exam. So the questions can come from anywhere, so you need to be properly trained for that. Okay, so revision should be done on full scale. So let us see today the heterotrophic plants. Now what are the heterotrophic plants? Just like animals, some plants also depend on other agencies for their nutrients, for the procurement of their nutrients, okay, or their food requirements. So such type of plants are known as heterotrophic plants. Now, why a plant becomes a heterotrophic in nature? It is so because either it does not have chlorophyll in it, okay. If it would have chlorophyll in it, then it could have synthesized food. So it would not depend on other organisms for their food requirement. But when the chlorophyll is absent, then a plant can show heterotrophic nature. Okay. Then comes maybe that it grows in such type of areas where sufficient sunlight is not there. Fine. If sufficient light is not there, then also a plant is not able to do the photosynthesis. You know what is photosynthesis? Photo means light, synthesis means to combine, means food is being formed when the carbon dioxide and hydrogen from water is combining to form the sugar. Okay, so if light is not there, then chlorophyll is also absent, then no photosynthesis will take place. So to derive its food requirement, what the plant will do? It will take it from other organisms. Then third condition can be that maybe the possibility is there that the soil is deficient in nutrients. Okay, if no nutrient, then how to grow? So what it will do? It will depend on other plants or animals for the nutrient requirement. So there are three possibilities, which if they can be all together or they can be anyone, like do not have chlorophyll or grow in such places where insufficient sunlight is there, means light is not in appropriate or adequate quantity. Then soil is deficient in nutrients. So these three things can be responsible for the heterotrophic nature of the plant. Now let us see how many types of heterotrophic plants are there. Okay, as I have shown here, there are 4 types of heterotrophic plants. How many types? 4 types. And what are the 4 types? First one is parasitic. Okay, they behave like parasites. We are going to discuss them in detail. Then they can be saprophytic. Saprophytic means the ones which derive their food from the dead organic matter. Okay, means they are deriving nutrients from the dead organism. Then third one is insectivorous. Insectivorous means they trap the insects and then they consume it, okay, by releasing some sort of enzymes, and the body of the insects get dissolved. Okay. Then next is symbiotic. Symbiotic means in which 2 organisms, they depend on each other and mutually benefit each other. Okay, they mutually benefit each other. Such type of relation is called symbiotic. So first let us discuss about parasitic plants. Which plants? Parasitic. So again let us recall once more. Parasitic plants, saprophytic plants, or insectivorous plants, or symbiotic plants. Okay, so heterotrophic plants are of 4 types: parasitic plants, saprophytic plants, then insectivorous plants, and symbiotic plants. So first we are going to discuss about parasitic plants in detail. Okay, so what do you mean by parasitic plants? You know what are parasites? Parasites are the organisms in which depend on the other living organism and derive nutrients. Okay, so if we are talking about parasitic plants, then what will be the definition? Parasitic plants. Now, these are the plants that partially or completely, I am using two words, partially or completely, okay, depends upon another plant for nutrition. Either completely, fully dependent on the other plant, or maybe that some requirements are taken from the other plant. Okay, for nutrition is called what? Parasitic plants. Okay, the plants which partially or completely depends on another plant for nutrition is called parasitic plant. Okay, now the plant from which the parasitic plant is deriving nutrition, we call it host. Okay, host. Who is the host? Who is supplying nutrients to parasitic plant. Okay, host plant is the plant which supplies or which gives nutrients to the parasitic plant, or we can say host is that plant from which parasitic plant derives nutrients. Fine. Then this mode of nutrition in which the organism or the plant, parasitic plant, is obtaining nutrients from another living plant or the host plant is called parasitic nutrition. Okay, such type of nutrition is called parasitic nutrition. Okay, now what happens actually? The roots that are present in the parasitic plants, what they do? They penetrate, they go inside the host plant. Okay, now host plant, whatever the food it is making, like in the presence of sunlight, it has chlorophyll also, and in the presence of sunlight it is producing food. Okay, starch is being produced or glucose is being produced. So what the parasitic plant will do? Its root-like structures will penetrate inside the host plant and it will keep on deriving the food. Okay, it will keep on absorbing or taking in the nutrients. Okay, now these root-like structures, they help the parasitic plant to absorb food and store in the roots of the stem of the, stored in the roots of the stem of the host plant. Okay, either in the roots or in the stem, the food is present and it helps in taking in that food. Okay, it absorbs. So the parasitic plants, what they do? They always harm the host plant. They are creating havoc on them. They are creating some disaster on them. Okay, so the host plant is being deprived of the nutrients. Fine. So the valuable nutrients that are required by the host plant are being stolen by the parasitic plants. Okay, so parasitic plants, now on this basis we have learned that parasitic plants can be of two types. What are the two types? They can be partial parasites or complete parasites, or I should write parasitic plants or complete parasitic plant. Okay, now partial parasitic plants that completely derive or depend on the host plant are known as complete parasitic plants. Okay, which completely depends on the host plant to take in the food. We call them parasitic, complete parasites. Now the examples of complete parasitic plant are Cuscuta, Cuscuta. Cuscuta, it is also called dodder. You know, they have some root-like structures which penetrate into the host plant. And you know what are these structures called? We call them haustoria. Haustoria. We call them haustoria. Now these haustoria, or they grow into the tissues of the host plant. What does haustoria do? Grows into the tissue of the plant. Okay, and they draw nutrients and water, and draw nutrients plus water. What is their work? They keep on taking in nutrients and along with that water. Okay, so this is about complete parasitic plant. What are complete parasitic plants or parasites? Plant parasites, they depend on the host and completely they are depending on the host and keep on deriving or drawing out from them the nutrients. Okay, now whatever the plant is requiring for its survival, that is being taken in by this complete parasitic plant. Okay, then comes partial parasites. What are partially parasitic plants? Such type of plants do not completely depend on the host plant for their basic needs. In this case, they completely depend on the host plant, but they do not depend on the host plant completely. Means they can manage on their own also, but if they require, then they can take in from the host plant also. Okay, now these partial parasites, they have chlorophyll, and they can prepare their own food also by photosynthesis, but they depend for minerals on host. Okay, what do they depend for? They depend for minerals and water plus minerals on host. They require this from the host plant. Okay, examples of partial parasites are mistletoe, mistle, T is silent, mistle, mistletoe, TOE. mistletoe, mistletoe. Okay, so this is the T silent over here. Mistletoe is the name of the, E will come here. Mistletoe is the name of a partial parasitic plant. Okay, now it has chlorophyll in it. It can do the photosynthesis, but it requires water and minerals from the host plant. So the parasitic plants we have learned here, they are of two types. And which plants are called parasitic plants? The plants which depend on host plant to derive nutrients from them. Not only nutrients but water also. So on this basis there are two types of parasitic plants, partial parasitic plants and completely parasitic plants. So complete parasites or complete parasitic plants are the ones which for all requirements depend on the other living plant. How do they grow? They have some root-like structures called haustoria, which grows into the tissue of the plant. Now they draw nutrients and water from it. Okay, example is Cuscuta or dodder. Then comes the next one, partial parasitic plants. They do not completely depend on it. They have chlorophyll, they can do photosynthesis, but they require water and minerals. So they derive water and minerals from the host plant. And example is mistletoe. So I hope it is sufficient for today. What are parasitic plants? First of all, name the heterotrophic mode of nutrition in plants. Okay, how many types of heterotrophic nutrition in plants is found? So on that basis, how many are there? 4. So first question is, name the heterotrophic plants. Okay, what are the categories in which heterotrophic plants can be kept? The second question. Then define or explain what are parasitic plants and their types with example. Explain parasitic plants with their types and example.